Hey guys, welcome to the Super Bowl Post Show where we're talking things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, and today, guys, I had to take y'all to the Justice Hall, man. We had to come to the hall because we got to discuss some ish that is going on, man. Today has been an eventful couple of days to say the least. DC has been going crazy. A lot of news has been coming out, a lot of rumors, and James Gunn even ended up addressing some of it. So I'm going to just read off most of the rumors that we know of, and I'll read what James Gunn says, and then I'll give my 2 cents on that. All right. But before you do anything, please like and subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my podcast channel, and show some love. All right. So I'm going to read these posts for you guys. Okay. First one, a sequel for Zack Snyder's Justice League was in early development prior to the formation of DC Studios. Sequel no longer happening. Would have featured Snyder's original Justice League team. Okay, next one. Excuse me. Wonder Woman 3 no longer moving forward after script submission. Plans in the film did not align with future plans. Gal Gadot cryptically thanks fans on Twitter. Also, another rumor that came out was that they asked Patty Jenkins to rewrite the script and she refused. Next thing, Man of Steel 2 highly unlikely, putting Henry Cavill's future as Superman in jeopardy. Henry Cavill filmed a cameo for The Flash. Warner Brothers consider whether or not to include said scene in final cut of the film. Andy Muschietti expressed interest in wanting to direct the Superman film to bring forth a more colorful version of hero inspired by the Donner films. Jason Momoa's days as Aquaman numbered as studio aims to have him lead a Lobo solo film. Potential final appearance as the King of Atlantis in upcoming sequel. A sequel to Black Adam is now unlikely due to poor box office performance. The Rock debates otherwise. James Gunn and Peter Safran further confirmed to have no involvement in Matt Reeves' The Batman sequel and its spinoffs. And that is really all for right now. So now that we have that, now let's get into what James Gunn said, because he did respond to all of the news. You know, obviously his line was getting blown up on Twitter, on Instagram. A lot of people were commenting. So he tweeted a really nice long response. So I'm going to read that as well. So here's James Gunn's response. So and I quote, "So as for the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. Although the first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we are still just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing that we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself, and there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has worked in DC so far and to help rectify what has not. We know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story," he put that in caps, "and in the service of the DC characters," also in caps. "We know you cherish, and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer." Okay, so that is James Gunn's response to all this. Okay, so let me just tell you my point of view to all this. Okay, first off, let me be real with you guys. Let me be honest with you guys. A lot of fans get very antsy, okay, at every single news drop, okay? And what happens is they hear one thing and they just think that an actor's automatically canceled, or they think that a project's not happening and all this stuff without actually thinking logically with their brains, okay? Henry Cavill is the living embodiment of Superman, period. Gal Gadot is the living embodiment of Wonder Woman. Those characters to me seem untouched. Aquaman, I don't know what's going on I don't know what's going to happen with the Batman. I also heard other rumors that basically Keaton or basically that Affleck got cut out of the Aquaman credit scene and that, he's kind of done. Okay, so let me just give you just a big overview of what I think James Gunn and Safran are doing. Listen to me, guys. They want to build a universe that is going to last a decade. So they are trying to find people that they believe are going to last a decade consistently and put in great work and do great projects. That is why they're questioning everything. To make a 10-year push towards something, everything needs to be connected. So their logic is, why am I going to greenlight a Wonder Woman 3 film that doesn't connect to what I'm trying to build? Why am I going to greenlight a Man of Steel film that is not going to connect to what I'm doing? That is the issue. The issue isn't that these projects are canceled or that Gal Gadot is maybe done. That's not the issue. The issue is this: do these projects connect to the greater story? And that's the simplicity of this. It's really not that hard to figure out. They are trying to iron this out. And with that happening, there has to be pushback. There's going to be setbacks, which means that projects are going to take longer to be produced. And so when a president or whatever says this, they have to figure out with the actors their contracts. They have to figure out, do the actors want to wait that long for a project? Do the actors want to stay? And you never know. With Patty Jenkins' first project being turned down and the rumors being that she doesn't want to rewrite, Gal Gadot could be stepping off as Wonder Woman, which I think would be detrimental and sad to the franchise, honestly. With Henry Cavill, could be the same thing, but I don't think, because he just quit The Witcher for this role, so I wouldn't even think that. But you got to think about it that way. These are two men that care about comics and that care about DC characters and building a universe. So obviously, after these movies that have already been slated, like Shazam and The Flash and Aquaman, of course they're going to halt everything. Of course they want to freaking stop all of the future projects after that, because the new slate starts after Aquaman. After next December, it's a new world, baby. It's a new world. So that's just the reality that I think a lot of you guys don't understand. Stop thinking of everything being canceled, but you got to think of it from the perspective of they are trying to build a universe. Everything has to connect. Why do you think The Flash is ending right now? Why do you think the Arrowverse is ending? Because it never connected to the main line. For the past darn near 11 years, we've been told a bunch of different stories. We have the Arrowverse with all their respective shows, right? With all of their stuff going on. Then we get a Titan show that has nothing to do with anything. Then we get do we get Doom Patrol that has nothing to do with anything. Then we have a bunch of Justice League animated films. Then we get a bunch of animated DC shows. Then we get these live action DC movies. We got the Joker movie that connects to nothing. We have everything's just everywhere. We even the Batman, which a movie that I champion heavily, is just in the universe. Nothing is connected. James Gunn and Peter Safran see DC as a really long rope with a bunch of different ropes pointing at every single strand. So there's a bunch of strands going a bunch of different ways. And their goal is to make it one straight line. One finger. Boom. They want it to go down. One line. And for them to do that, projects have to get halted. So yeah, guys, that is what is happening. Stop thinking that everything is getting canceled. Everything's going to be reworked. It's up to the actors. If they believe in James Gunn and Safran, they will stay. If they don't, they will leave. And that's the reality. And if they want to recast, then they have every right to. And that's the period, poo. So I trust James Gunn. I trust Safran. The Wonder Woman 3 script was obviously mid. But to keep it real with y'all, obviously they wanted her to rewrite it. So the reality is that they have to stop and think what the goal is. Once they find the goal, then they can build. And I think that's what's happening. I think James Gunn, they're getting overloaded with all of these projects that they have to confirm. They're like, hold on, we need to figure out what we're leading to first. And after we do that, then we can greenlight all of this stuff and make sure it connects. So yeah, that is what is happening. Tell me what you guys think about this. Do you like the idea that a lot of projects are being halted and that they're waiting and trying to figure it out? Or do you just want a bunch of projects to come out randomly like it's been doing and it's not been as successful? So tell me what you guys think. And guys, remember, please like and subscribe and show some love. All right, peace out.